Y'all, I am late to the game. I am so late to the game. For the past year, plenty of you have been asking me to review Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum, and I finally have it in my presence. Now, this was actually sent to me by a subscriber many months ago, and I put it in my sample box, and it got buried at the very bottom, so I've been trying to look for it, and I haven't found it until today, but it's been on my wrist for hours now, and let me just tell you, I love this thing. I love it much more than the original. If that's all you came for, you have your answer. And by the way, I'll put a discount link for it in the description box in the comment section below for global shipping if you want to try it or buy a bottle of it, all right? But this fragrance does not play. Yes, it has similarities with the original where they both have that sweet cotton candy sort of DNA, but I do find that the Extrait is more elevated. It seems more regal, a bit more upscale. It has saffron in it that's more noticeable on my skin than the original. And then I believe on the notes, it says bitter almond. But to be real with you, it doesn't really smell like bitter almond, in my opinion. It smells more like this creamy almond mixing with like this gourmand sweetness, you know, almost like a syrupy, thick sweetness that isn't overwhelming. It is perfectly balanced. Some people kind of get a chocolatey vibe from it. Me, not really, but it's this like flirty, sensual, very sexy, sweet, head-turning fragrance. If you're somebody that wants a scent that is going to have a great scent bubble, if you want a fragrance that is going to have people turning heads and following your scent trail, you will get it with this fragrance. Now, in terms of the original Baccarat, I did like it, but I felt nowhere near the way I feel about this one in comparison. I think that this is miles ahead of the original. And if you're somebody that has never tried either, and you've been debating on whether or not you should get it, I think you should just jump straight for the Extrait. Now, this fragrance is marketed as a unisex scent. However, I do find it more feminine leaning. I find both of them to be feminine leaning, to be honest with you. But thinking about it in hindsight, this is just a sweet person's fragrance. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, a girl, you will smell good with this scent. In fact, I believe there's a couple NBA players that rock this as their signature scent. And the good thing about Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait is that it serves as a good base as well. So if you're somebody that's still a bit weary because you're like, oh, maybe there's somebody around me when we go clubbing that will be wearing the Extrait as well, this will layer well with other sweet fragrances. I can only imagine how much of a powerhouse Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait would be with Lamar by Kajal Perfumes. You will be the best smelling person that night if you layer those two fragrances. You will be number one. I guarantee you, because I can just imagine that combination in my head and it would drive people feral. I just know it. And on top of that, it is people from wall to wall, they will be smelling you. Okay. So it's definitely something. This is not a fragrance for shy people. It is not for people that are going to be super timid, because this is a loud fragrance. So please rock it with confidence. You're beautiful. You're sexy. You deserve it. You can do it. Right. So this scent draws attention whether you like it or not. And I do think you're going to hear polarizing responses from it online, but that does not equate to the reactions you're going to get in person. Because of course, Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait will get hate online. You're going to see a bunch of that just because the name of it is Baccarat. And whenever, you know how this goes, whenever anything is popular, people will shit on it. Think of LeBron James right now, Justin Bieber back in 2009, 2010. You had a bunch of adults hating on a 16-year-old. You know what I mean? It happens all the time when it's popular. There's going to be hate because people think they're different. But let me tell you that when you are wearing this fragrance in public, you are not carrying the bottle of it. You're not carrying the sample to your chest where people can see what you're wearing. They are going off smell. And a majority of people out there in the real world do not watch fragrance videos. They're not in tune with the fragrance world. So when they smell this glorious, sweet fragrance wafting in the air, following you, they're gonna think you smell good. So just please keep that in mind. The internet can really dramatize things, and that can scare a lot of people. Don't be scared. Please don't be scared. This shit smells really damn good. God. I've been doing this, like I said in the beginning of this video, for the past few hours. Now, in terms of performance, I'm going to be conservative and say that this can last over 8 hours, but I'm saying that because I have the sample only. I can only imagine how much stronger it would be if I had, excuse me, the full-size bottle, because the atomizer is going to release so much more juice that even doing 3 to 5 sprays of that scent will last on you for the whole entire day. I know that this is a fragrance that will push past 12 hours. So of course, if you're thinking to yourself, well, how much of it do I spray? I always say 3 to 5 is a good measurement, but just kind of use that as your guideline. If 5 sprays is too much for you and it's getting a bit intense, then lower the amount of sprays. If 2 sprays is too little, then up it a bit. You know, it's all dependent on how strong your nose is and how sensitive you are, which is totally fine. But spray this, I would say skin and clothes. Okay, so you've seen my spraying routine if you've watched my videos. If you haven't, I have so many videos on how to apply a fragrance so that you get the perfect scent bubble, and that it doesn't matter if people are in front of you, next to you, behind you, they are going to catch a whiff of you. So go watch that video in case you haven't. But yeah, this on clothes as well. Like, let's say you go clubbing or you go on a date, right? And you leave your sweater or your scarf in your date's car, or, you know, you give it to them, and then they're just smelling that for the next week or so before they wash it and give it back to you. This scent will be burned into their brains, and they'll be like, damn. And even after they wash this in the laundry, they are going to still smell Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, and they're going to remember you. Okay, this is a fragrance that is not a forgettable sort of scent. It's not something that blends into the background. And again, I am highlighting and emphasizing the fact for a majority of people out there, because when it comes to the typical perfume and cologne that the population wears, you're going to see them at Sephora, at Ulta. You're going to see the Dior Sauvage, the Chanel No. 5, the Miss Dior, Versace Eros 1 million, all of those, right? So having this really perfectly balanced, sweet powerhouse fragrance that is niche, it's a popular niche fragrance, but it's not as popular as designer fragrances. It's definitely going to be hard to kind of fade in the background, you know, for the average person. So give this a shot if you want to. But like I said, it's addicting. Like, this is an addictive, sweet fragrance. And if that's the vibe that you want to give, if you want to be that person that people are up in your neck, but you have to be ready for this. You have to be ready for people to ask you what you're wearing all the time, like, you know, complimenting you, because like I said in the beginning, this is not a shy fragrance at all. All right. So wear it with caution. Yeah. Oh God, I love this. I really, really love this. Okay. Again, I'll put the discount link for it in the description below in the comments section. It's for global shipping. Does not matter if you're in Asia, if you're in South America, you're in Australia, in Europe, the United States, you can get your hands on this bottle, on this sample, and it will go to you, you know? So please, I hope you have a great day. Let me know what you think in the comments section, honest opinions on it. I'm really, really happy that I tried this because now I want a bottle of it. All right. Anyways, have a good one. See you in the next video. Bye.